Okay, so let's talk about what we do with leftover yarn. This is leftover yarn from another project. It's at Haynes' house. It's gorgeous stuff. I happen to have 92 grams left. So what I've done is I've started to divide it into two separate balls. This one happens to be 52, this one happens to be 38. So what we want to do is we want to make them roughly equal. Now, of course, this isn't a scientific exercise. There is room for error. 46, 40. So exactly what the ball weighs, we don't really know, right? I mean, we have a good idea. Now it says 90, 44, and 50. Well, as we know, 44 and 50 doesn't add up to 90. It's just all in the way the machine works. It's not 100% accurate. Hey, but that's close enough. So we divide it into 2. And then we have a couple of other little random leftovers, which were just too beautiful to throw away. So we're going to use those too. So this is going to actually be a pair of mitts when it's done. That's 12. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we're going to have 2 little bits of 6. I like this particular scale because it's the same scale I use in my kitchen when I'm cooking. If you have one in your kitchen, use it. It's not like the yarn's dirty. It's not as if you're going to be microwaving something and you want to have a separate microwave for what you're going to be dyeing versus what you're going to be eating, because a lot of those dyes that people put in their microwaves are in fact poisonous. You're not going to poison anybody by having your yarn on the same scale as you put your food on. Wash it if it makes you feel better. This one is so light and small it doesn't really weigh anything according to the scale. So instead what we're going to do is we're just going to do a rough estimate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 give or take. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably would make a nice little stripe on my mitts. And I've got a beautiful little bit of green left too that I just absolutely loved working with. So now we've got little sets of yarn. Let me move the scale over a little bit so you can still read the numbers, but you see everything. And this is another little bit. I love this blue. It's called Ocean Blue. And I truly do think it's ocean blue. It's coming up at 4 grams, so four, 2, 0. Well, that's interesting. We'll say it's probably there. All right. And I've also got this little tiny bit, which I just think was so intriguing. See how pretty the colors are in here? This is just one of the colors from Color Burst. And again, it's really small, may not weigh in at anything, so we're going to do the same thing with it. We're going to just put it around our handy dandy gauge machine, so to speak. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, I might make 18, might even make 20, 18, 19. All right, so half of 19, 8 and a half, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish. There we go. So now we have some nice little stripes going on there. Now, one thing I wouldn't suggest would be to mix different weights of yarn. I've got this little tiny bit here of a fingering weight yarn that I hand dyed at Easter time. And while I think the color can be made to work, it pulls out some of the yellows, it's just a little too thin. I also have this wonderful little bit of Deluxe Bulky left, which again, it's just simply too thick unless I were to double this yarn, which I don't want to do. So this will probably be destined for a pom-pom, or it may be used as a detail on something else. So now I'm going to take these two, and these are each going to become one mitt. How much does each weigh? Well, it's going to be an exercise in approximations anyway. So I like to weigh everything in grams only because of the accuracy. I come up at 52, and I come up at 56. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the lighter pile first, which is the 52. I'll work on the first mitt with this, and then I'll make the second mitt out of this so that I have an accurate count of the total number of meters that I need to use of each based upon the weight of the yarn. And if I work with the smallest amount first, it's really a good chance that I'm going to have enough to finish the one that has more yarn. Even if they're not 100% matched stitch for stitch, I think they'll still be quite lovely. And because these colors all work well together, I could use this little tiny bit for starting the mitt. I could use this as the secondary color, and then I could work up the mitt with these other colors so that the focal point, the hand, will have the color that I know I have the most confidence in having the amount that I need. Or I could stripe from the top down. I could start with these colors and start striping at the fingers and come down. So I just need to think a little bit about how I'm going to do that, but I thought it would be a good idea to get people started on this project today because frankly, we probably all have a bunch of leftover yarn bits from our Christmas and Hanukkah knitting that we needed to get done, or crochet, and this is a good way to use up the yarn that's just simply too beautiful to make into pom-poms. Hope that helps. Bye.